What's up guys, it's time for part 3 of the walk around video. Today we're going to be focused on the interior. So let's start off with everything that Sweidit has wrapped in Alcantara. So he uses a really nice Alcantara. I believe it's multi-layered and it has like really nice padding behind it. Compared to OEM, the padding is like vastly improved. It's more comfortable to rest your arms on. The stock one's pretty flimsy and it gets flat really easily. I have the A-pillars. Of course, the dash. The glove box. All the center console, including this back cover piece right here. All the way up to the radio. You have this huge piece underneath the steering wheel. The steering column. Gauge cluster bezel, gauge hood, the seeker gauge pods, armrest of the door, and of course the cage, but we'll get to that later. So the steering wheel is made by Seeker. They're a Honda tuning company in Japan located right near Spoon and Type 1. If you've seen some of the best motoring videos where they do the toge battles and Seeker Ryo's FK8, so he made a 350mm wheel and it's made of 6061 aluminum wrapped in Alcantara, and the unique thing about it is it's able to utilize the OEM controls. So I'm gonna make a video on the install of it soon. A lot of guys were asking me about how to do like the work spell hub and stuff like that. So the way that he utilizes the controls is right here you've got a carbon fiber bracket and there's a hole cut out in the steering wheel itself for the female end of this plug to stick through, and the bracket's holding it in place, and then you just plug in the OEM harness, the male end here, and you snake the wire. And right at the edge of the work spell hub, he's got this little red plate, and it has two cutouts, one on each side for that wire. It's a really simple design, but really well executed. Of course, all the hardware is black titanium. Next, there's the Seeker pods. So these were originally meant for right-hand drive only. I wasn't really sure if they'd fit on my car, but you know, I saw someone else running the Type B, which is just the left and right singles, and they fit perfectly, and he had a USDM left-hand drive car, so I went ahead and ordered the Type D here. So he has 5 different setups, A, B, C, D, E, F. So A is gonna be just a single here. B is gonna be just a single on the right side. C is gonna be one left, one right. Type D, the one I have, is going to be one left, two right. Type E is going to be one right, two left. And then Type F is going to be two left, two right. These pods will hold any 60mm gauge. The gauges I'm using are Defi Advanced BF 60mm with the white illumination. I've got boost that goes to 3 bar, oil pressure, and then oil temperature. I figured the oil temperature and oil pressure are really important since I track the car. Now these have the regular position bezel covers on them, and originally they're gonna come like this with like a silver finish, and these are an optional bezel that you have to order and stick on. But look at that Alcantara work. Up top here, I have the Zoom Engineering Monaco 240 mirror. The mirror is made of carbon fiber. The glass on it is curved and tinted, so it helps with more visibility and also less glare at night from people's headlights. Hanging from that, I have my little Asimo, Honda's little figure, and I have a carbon fiber Seeker little keychain. And then I have my air freshener, of course. If you guys haven't checked it out, it's on my Shopify store. I'll put the link in the description. It's that JDM squash smell, like air spence, but it smells a lot better than the JDM one, I promise. It's more crisp, more citrusy. Try it out. So next up, we have the rear-facing BlackVue dash camera. So this is the second channel of the BlackVue DR970X. This is the front-facing. They're both plugged into a battery. It's the PowerMagic Ultra B130X battery. That battery will let the car go into parking mode when it's off, and it'll record for 30 hours on single channel and then 19 hours on dual channel. All of the interior lights were swapped to LED from Type R LEDs. This one is crazy bright. Got the Mugen start-stop switch. You can see that carbon fiber trim piece right there, along with here, the door controls. So these are all made by CustomMyRide. They actually changed their name recently to CustomMyRide. I'll put the link in the description, and you can use my promo code, get 10% off. But it's really quality stuff. I've had it for years, hasn't faded or anything. Looks as good as new. Everyone asks what this button's for. So this button is for a harness made by SES Electronics. And what it does is it lets me run the DRL and my fog lights at the same time. So when you buy the car, brand new OEM wiring, you can only run the fog lights when you run the headlights. If the DRL are on, then the fogs cannot be turned on. But with this harness, you can run DRL and fog at the same time, and it just looks way better that way. So that's just to turn it on and off. And the beauty about that is the plug and play harness, which goes right behind this little panel, is plug and play. So I didn't have to cut into any of my wires. And so when I wired up my Defi control unit, I reached out to Alejandro at SES Electronics. I was like, hey, which one's like ignition, accessory, blah, blah, blah. And he gave me all the wiring schematics, and I wired it up to that harness. So all my OEM wires are perfectly intact. So let's get a look at the startup animation for the Defi gauges. There's two different ones, and you can activate it by flipping a switch on the control unit. And also, let's take a look at my startup animation for the head unit. Wallpaper. And the way you can change the startup animation is with Honda Hack. And Honda Hack's awesome because you can actually map buttons to do different things. So I've got this little button here to activate my reverse camera. So people always ask me, hey, how are you driving on the highway and activating the camera? That's how. You need the app, you need the advanced version. I'll put the link in the description. Underneath that, you have the Defi control unit's remote. And with this remote, you can see your old peak values, like the peak that you hit. Of course, you'll need to see the low value for the oil pressure. You can set a warning beep at a certain level. So if I do warning set for boost, I've got it set for like, it's like 2.25 bar. I am running Hondata Flashpro. I've got it sitting right here. And one really annoying thing was running the wire. The wire would originally have to go over your legs and into the OBD2 port above the clutch. But I decided when the dash was out that I'm going to make my own port. So So right underneath I made a OBD2 port extension. So I ran a 90-degree bend from the original spot. It goes all through my dash and is hidden away, and then the port sticks out right there so I can plug the Flashpro in. Way easier to get in and out, more convenient. I forgot to mention I'm running the Niku Motors mount with a ProClip USA phone holder. So this is the holder and the mount is behind it. I actually have a full video on this mount and holder. I'll put the link in the description. So this is how it works. Slide your phone in here. For the shifter area, you guys see the CustomMyRide, aka CustomMyRide trim piece. I'm running the 2020 and up Alcantara shift boot, the OEM one. This is the Seeker Evolution shift boot collar. And then the Seeker weighted shift knob. The shift knob's 400 grams. Underneath inside, you can't see it, I've got the Seeker Super Shift short shifter and also their SSC, which is the Super Shift collars. So with the short shifter and the shifter collars and the weighted knob, the feel of the shifting is vastly improved over stock. So here's how the throws are. I also switched to the 2020 floor mats because it has a little heel pad right here. I also preferred it over the 2019 ones because the edges are like a perforated red inside, black outside type of material, and then the emblem is black. Keeping me planted, I have the BRID VIOS 3. They are the Seeker Collab Edition. I've got all the optional bolster protectors on the side and then the seat belt one. I'm running the BRID rails on both sides. Also swapped those to titanium bolts. These seats I wouldn't recommend if you're anything over like a 32 waist. They might be a little too snug. So here we have the D1 Chromoly 6-point around dash, 4-passenger, harness bar added roll cage. This cage was also wrapped by Sweidit and Alcantara with red stitch, and you can see it looks amazing. So this is the H3R Performance Clean Agent Fire Extinguisher. I've got the quick release harness for the roll cage installed with it. You guys asked my GoPro mount setup. Have a bunch of these. Kind of install them all over so that I can put a GoPro wherever I need. I've got one up there. I've got the Mugen inner door protectors on. Check this out, it's a VIOS tissue box. My buddy got it from me from Tokyo Auto Salon this year. He goes every year, he FaceTimes me, asks what I want, what kind of merch I want, and they'll have stuff at tuners there that are exclusive to Tokyo Auto Salon. And I knew I definitely had to have this. So that's basically it, guys. Any future videos I post will just be updates if I add anything. Help me out by liking, subscribing, leaving a comment, sharing the video, watching my older videos. Whatever you can do, I truly appreciate it.